it's Jenny from Homestead Corner. Today, I just thought we would talk a little bit about topping off our pantries with the pandemic and looming food shortages. We need to get moving. So I had a request for a video of items that disappeared last time and are definitely something that we should all be looking into stocking up on. So when the pandemic first started, there was tons of panic buying and the shelves were wiped almost clean here. And I'm sure it was pretty much the same where you were. So today I had to run into the grocery store to pick up a prescription for my son. He had oral surgery this morning, so I'm a hot mess, and it is what it is. Here I am. And but when I walked into the grocery store, I noticed some of the items are starting to have limits on them again. We had limits before after the panic buying, and we are going to see limits again. And it's starting already. I noticed today, the things that I saw today that had limits on them here locally for us were things that a lot of us buy for holiday meals. There was a limit of 4, I'll put the picture up here, 4 on the gravy, jars of gravy. You could only get 4 jars. And they don't have any of the smaller jars, they only have these bigger jars. So that's all we can get here right now is the bigger jars. They don't have the smaller ones, and you can only get 4, and that's it. And another thing I saw was stuffing. Stuffing was another item that had a limit of 4 on it, so you can only get 4 of those. They don't have the turkeys stocked in the for Thanksgiving yet here, but those normally, even on a regular year without a pandemic, you can only get 1 or 2 because they're so inexpensive the week or 2 before Thanksgiving, like 39 or 49 cents a pound. So that's something that you're going to want to watch for those sales. If you don't already have your turkeys for Christmas and Thanksgiving, you're going to want to watch for those sales and get in there and get those turkeys as soon as they come out. And they really didn't have much turkeys in there. There was no limits on what was there today, but they really didn't have much, just a couple of frozen butterballs, and they were around $30 a piece, which is why people aren't snapping them up. That's a lot of money for a turkey. Another thing I noticed was cranberry sauce is really low. If you like cranberry sauce and things like that, your condiments, your side dishes, you want to start thinking about the holidays. We want to get stocked up on these things. If you don't have them, think about getting them in your pantry. Try to get them now because they probably are not going to be around come Thanksgiving because there's not enough. There's food on the shelves right now, but it's getting to be less and less amount. If there's normally 7 cases of something, right now I'm noticing there's only 1, maybe 2 cases of stuff. So it's not that there's no food. It's the problem right now is all the inexpensive food is flying off the shelves. The cheaper brands, I noticed, the pasta was pretty picked over today. The pasta sauces were pretty picked over. There were people in there stocking up. I did see a couple of people with cases and cases of beans and pasta sauce and things like that. And they're stocking up on what they need. There was still a little bit left, but not much. And it's pretty picked over. The cheaper stuff is just flying off the shelves. And all that's left a lot of times, if you go in, I don't know if you notice, but the more expensive items are much more plentiful. But a lot of people can't afford all those expensive items. 1 or 2 here and there is one thing, but when that's all that's left, it's going to make things really difficult for everybody to keep their pantries full and food in the refrigerator. So another item, we have been low on these instant potatoes. Instant potatoes are hard to come by around here. Sometimes I go in, there are none. Sometimes there's only 1 or 2 boxes. Today there was a pretty good amount there. It wasn't tons, but it looked like they had just stocked it. So there was a few boxes and stuff like that. But if you don't have this stuff or you don't have as much as you'd like, now is the time. Prices are rising and you need to get that pantry full, because the longer you wait, the less you're going to get for your money. If you've got 50 bucks, I would get 50 bucks worth immediately. The longer we wait, the less we're going to get for our dollar. And another item I noticed today, these were back in stock in the store, pectin and things like that. I have not seen these in months and months and months in our area. And they did have, randomly, they would have a few boxes of the Sure Gel on, but I haven't seen the low sugar in many, many months. So today I was very happy to see that they had some back in stock. I didn't purchase any today because I have this on my shelf and I buy this stuff year round. Even before I had any idea about COVID-19, that's how I shop, is I'll buy a couple now and I'll buy a couple next time, and you know, until I have plenty and I know I have enough for the whole season. So, and I have some started for next season, so, which, you know, gotta be ready. Another thing I noticed that was really low on the shelves today were these type of things, you know, the pastaroni and the Knorr sides and things like that. These are really inexpensive. They are wonderful. They're quick, easy. Just add water, a little butter most of the time. Sometimes you need milk, but you can use your powdered milk with these. It's a great way to use it. Canned milk, whatever you have. These are only $1 a piece usually, and they're great to have in the pantry for a quick, easy side dish. Or, you know, you can add a little bit of chicken to these. 2 boxes of this, a can of chicken, and you've got yourself a nice little meal. And you could feed 4 or 5 people with it. So that's a great way to go. And it's really, these are things that if you don't have these in your pantry, I recommend getting some of them in there. Get the ones you like, try them. They were very few on the shelves today. All of the really inexpensive foods are the ones that seem to be disappearing right now in our area. Another one, the pasta was really picked over today, and there was almost no egg noodles. If you like egg noodles, there was almost none on the shelves. So there was just a few, and they were the really expensive ones. So that's something that when I find a good deal on it, find it on sale, I get as much as I can. If I can get 10 bags, then I'll get 10 bags. But those things are, right now, they're pretty inexpensive. So it's the stuff that people are going for. The next thing I noticed that's pretty low on the shelves, and it's gonna disappear fast, is canned meats. These canned meats, I've got some shrimp here. If you like seafoods, they have clams, shrimp, crab, all kinds of stuff in these cans. Tons of it. So if you like seafood, this is a cheap, inexpensive way. This makes wonderful, like, shrimp salad sandwiches. You can add this to salads just to get that extra protein. You know, these are great. Canned chicken was fairly low today. They only had like one brand. That's all they had in the store for canned chicken. I did not see one of these canned hams on the shelf. There was none. There was a few cans of the corned beef and things like that. You want to get those meats, any of the meats that you like. Vienna sausages. These are nice. You can pop open the can and eat them. They're just, you want to focus on things like that. These things are disappearing already in our area, and we're starting to see some limits. Just, I don't want you guys going without. Get on it. The stock on the shelves was fairly okay today for vegetables, but when the pandemic first started, vegetables they were gone. They were gone right off the shelves. You couldn't get corn, peas, green beans, couldn't get nothing. There was nothing left. So Vegetables are a must. Get those canned items in the pantry. They're gonna last. As long as they're sealed and the can's in good condition, snap them up, grab them. They're gonna last in the pantry for quite a long time, well past the best by date. So definitely any of those canned vegetables, yams, spinach, anything that you like, get those in there. Another thing that went really fast when the pandemic started in that panic buying was soups. Soups were gone. There was no soup. There was no oodles and noodles. There was nothing. Nothing. But and one that we like to have on hand are the cream of chicken and the cream of mushroom. These really help out meals. When you're down to rice and beans, or you got a can of chicken, a can of vegetables, a little bit of rice, one of these in there, oh my God, it makes a nice warm belly of chicken and rice. Perfect. It really helps it out. Those are really nice. I love those cream of soups because you can put them in all kinds of dishes. You can experiment a million different ways, and I don't think I've ever had them in anything when they didn't taste good. Another thing I noticed today was the brand of coffee that we buy, there was none. None today. None. Can you believe that? So, and it's the cheap coffee. We buy cheap coffee. I like the fancy coffee once in a while. I'll spring for it, but not too much. My budget doesn't allow for me to drink it because I drink a lot of coffee and I love coffee. I love it. So if you can get coffee, the kind you like, get it. You know, the cheap stuff is flying off the shelves. You want to make sure that you have plenty. If you're a coffee drinker, a tea drinker, get that stuff. You're definitely going to want it. And teas are wonderful for, like, you can get the chamomile to calm down your nerves. There are tons of different herbal teas that can help you. Ginger for your belly, lemon and honey for your throat. Just, there's tons of stuff. So if you like teas, and even if you're not a huge tea fan, there are a lot of benefits to drinking teas, and they're really good for you. And if you seal them up in a jar or something, they're going to last. They're not going to go bad. In an airtight bucket, whatever, they're going to be fine. Teas will last and last. Another thing to go with the coffee, they had plenty on the shelf today, but I know it's just a matter of time. If the coffee's disappearing, the creamer's going to disappear. I don't particularly love this stuff, the powdered. I really like the liquid, but I keep the powdered in the pantry just in case. If I can't get liquid, if they don't have any, then I will use this. And this is going to allow me to have my coffee because I need my happy juice. This makes me happy. I don't drink, I don't do drugs. I love coffee. And coffee filters. Make sure you have plenty of coffee filters. If you're a coffee person, those items are going to be a must for you. And the one other thing that I did not see on the shelf today, and we really have not had much of it since this whole pandemic started, is the brand of paper towels that I like. They do have the Bounty, 6 of them for like $15. I can't afford that. I'll be using, regular cloth towels if I have to. These are pretty inexpensive, these Scots, and I really like them. And, there was plenty of toilet paper today, but if things start to really go awry, there's not going to be. So make sure you have plenty of toilet paper on hand at home. And these are just some of the items that I noticed disappeared quick when the pandemic started, and they are starting to disappear and really become harder to find in the stores now. And some items, especially your holiday items that you're going to want, those things, they have limits on them already here. So definitely get what you can. If you can only get 2, get 2. Next time, get 2 more if you can. Those type of things. I mean, we eat cranberry sauce all year long. I love it with chicken and turkey, and I just love cranberry sauce. Cranberries are awesome. When the limits start, it's going to get more difficult to get. So grab what you can. top off your pantry. Now is the time to do it while it's still available. Get what you can get in there and just keep it as full as you possibly can. And that is it for this video. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Bye!